Hello and welcome to Crossing the Line, a podcast about pushing the boundaries about daily opinions and seeing how far people can take a joke. I am Dee.
And I am Z. And today our topic is regrets. Do you have any regrets? What's like your biggest one, etc., etc., etc. So we're gonna let you take off right away with this, D, because you already know my answer on this, but we're gonna let you go first.
Oh boy, that's a lot of pressure right there. I guess going off of course, the topic regrets. I feel like for me personally, there's times where there's definitely, things you say, things you do that you kind of look back on and you're like, man, I should have not said that. I should have not done that. And there are definitely some things I would have to say that if I could go back in time and change them, I definitely probably would.
Okay. Do you have any like exact examples at all? Anything to stimulate the senses?
Um, well, I guess I can give one. Um, it happened when I was in college. I ended up going to this college, was recruited to play softball there. Kind of, that in that joy area of like, yay, like I get to continue my next 4 years. Ended up turning out the coach ended up retiring. We ended up getting a new coach. And all I can say on that is it was absolute hell. Like the coach, it just was a very toxic environment. And so I definitely there was a part of me that kind of like regretted going to school there because I know everybody's like, you don't choose the school because of the sport. And I really didn't. I actually enjoyed the school, and the add on was being able to continue the sport I loved. But it was definitely like one of those things where I regretted um, kind of just maybe going there and picking that overall and having that bad experience. And I know even kind of like going into that, another regret off of that was I actually didn't tell my coach I was quitting a couple years into it, and I ended up kind of reaching out to one of the other sports coaches because one of my friends was like, "Hey, like I know you talked about maybe quitting, like we could really use you." And so I kind of reached out to her and being like, "Hey, like I think I'm going to be done. Like I'm kind of interested." And my coach actually found out that that's how she found out like I was done kind of with softball. And all I remember was getting an email here from being like, "Oh, have fun in the sport, like bye." And I kind of regretted kind of that taking that way and not telling her so much I wanted to quit. But she was also one of those coaches that would make you feel like absolute garbage if you try to like quit on her. I remember the horror stories of some of my teammates being like it was the worst experience of their life, telling her like they're gonna quit and they don't want to play. And I was like, man, I'm just that person that there's days I can do confrontation and there's times where it's just like, nope, it's not for me.
Getcha,
But
getcha.
that was definitely a time that I will say that if I could go back, I would definitely change it and actually put on my big girl pants and be like, I'm done. I can't do it.
I like that big girl pants.
Mhm.
All right, not bad, not bad. That's now, well, okay, so I know we kind of have like a little bit like obviously like some people are gonna know or some people may know. It's like we have a little bit of like a list we go off of, but at the same time we wing it. And with this being a more of a serious topic than like some of them before, because we take our feedback and we are aware some people aren't fans of the serious ones, and I've had one person say they're not a fan of the funny ones, and I'm like, hey, that is what it is. It's you're not gonna please everybody, and that's not a regret. So just saying. But anyways, like I was saying, so kind of like leading off like the list we have, it's like like would you like you said you have changed that, like how would you have changed that differently, like letting her know, like what would you have done differently?
I think in we usually did like end of the season meetings, and I know she kind of brought up the idea of me possibly quitting, or she heard rumors. And of course, like you're in a team, so people are going to definitely hint at it and bring that to a coach's attention. But it's just one of those things where I think at that moment my heart like dropped. I was like, "Ah, shit, like I don't want to have this conversation." I remember some of my other teammates were like, they ended up bawling because it was like that bad. And I'm like, I can't, nope, I don't want to deal with it. And so I kind of just like let it go. And then again, I kind of had reached out to this other coach, being like, oh, maybe if I whatever, I might be interested. And I think in that end of the season meeting, I definitely again should have just put on my big girl pants and been like, Coach, I'm done. Like I quit. I can't do it anymore. And that's definitely something that I will say that was on me, like my bad. I definitely probably should have took the high route on that one and actually just did it from the beginning. But it happens. Sometimes you
Okay.
don't take the
Okay.
difficult way out.
Yeah, and there's a lot of people that won't do that because that's like that's another thing too. Is like it's difficult, like not difficult to be like having a challenge in life. Some people can get a little worried with, or have like problem, like not problems, have trouble facing. Which again, it is
Hmm.
what it is. It's life. That's
Oh
another
yeah.
reason why we made this podcast was because people at work. If you heard in episode 1 introducing ourselves, we talked about how we would bullshit at our place of employment, and crack jokes during break, and we kept going off of each other. Where eventually it led to it's like let's do this, and then it's like okay, we want to take the serious side of things, and give people not just constant jokes or constant laughter. It's I don't know where I'm going with this. It is, take it from me.
Well, I
I'm
think
I'm driving off a bridge here.
I can see that. I think I don't know if this is where you're going with it, but I mean, sometimes you just in life it's not all funny and haha. You got to take life serious at sometimes, and you have some serious moments. So you kind of this podcast is supposed to encompass all of life. Not one side or the other, this or that, just kind of everything that a person like experiences in their lifetime.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But I can say the one thing I do not regret is quitting in the first place. I will tell you, I was so much happier. Mental health was great. It was like the weight was lifted off my shoulders.
It's not bad. That's good though. That's good because you've improved
Hmm.
yourself, you bettered yourself, and in the long run, you're happy with it. So that's good. That
Oh
is very
gosh,
good.
yeah.
That is very good.
So, I mean, I know I talked about some of mine, and I think it'd be interesting, Z, if you want to share a little bit on what you think about regrets.
All right. Well, I was gonna say I want to know how we were gonna lead into that because I couldn't figure out how to lead into that. I'm gonna be bluntly honest. I don't have any. I have zero regrets. I've done shit in my life. I've seen shit in my life. I've experienced it. To me, I just like I said, I call it experience. Whether it's the good, the
Hmm.
bad, the cute or the ugly or
Ugly.
whatever, it's all out there. It is what it is. You can't change it. Yep, people may feel upset and go like, "Oh, I shouldn't have done this." I don't, because in the long run, you aren't where you will be today if you regret something and then you hope that you can change it because you won't be standing where you are today. You could either be better off, yep, understandable, or you could be a hell of a lot worse than where you are right now. And some people don't take that today. Like how we said before, back in our road rage episode, people are easy to offend. People are way too easy to upset. And because of that, they don't understand. They take what they have for granted. And it's like, what you have now, if you have a roof over your head, you're listening to this podcast on a device. Well, right now you have a device, you can hear this, you can hear music, YouTube, whatever. There are millions out there that don't have that. You have it better than them. But there are going to be people out there that have that gold plated, shiny iPod, iPhone, fucking mega LG 50 million BC crap that, wipes your ass and gets a butler every time you sneeze, or it's like, you have someone sitting there with a piece of wood and they just drew IKEA and they even spelled IKEA wrong. And, they're sitting there going, this is my cellular phone, it's like, whatever. But I don't have regrets. I honestly don't. Shit happens. And I guess you could put it as I don't have the time to look back and worry about it, and say like, oh, I wish this would have been differently. No, it's, oh well, it happened. Next. And then just go from there. So
Yeah,
that's
kind of like
mine.
that song. Thank you. Next.
Yep. Yep. I'm like, what
But
is that? I'm like a cashier at our local convenience store, you know. It's like doing the checking out. It's like, that'll be $1.25. Oh, I got a coupon. Yeah, too bad. Next. And then just like fucking send them off. You know,
mm-hmm.
that's how I see it.
Yeah, I definitely would. I mean, there's to your point, I'd agree with that. There are some things that you look back on, especially now, like when you grow up and you're like, man, was that the best decision? Was that the best thing to say? Maybe not, but I learned from it. I grew, I changed. I'm here now. But there are definitely some things that I will say that yes, if I could go back, I would. But again, to your point, there are also a lot of other things where it's just like, like I learned from it. I think that was the biggest thing that needed to
Hmm.
happen.
Hmm.
If it didn't, it'd be like it's like what you said, like where would you be today if you like didn't have it happen?
Yep. It's like right now, just like I said, because like I said, because you could take this like topic for regrets, because there's no limitation except your own personal boundary on it or your own personal feeling of it, where people could turn around and go, well, I regret not saying like that final goodbye to that family member. It's like, and that's shameful, that hurts, but you don't expect this to come. You don't expect that to happen. Yes, there are some cases where people know it's like, hey, so and so is going to be passing soon and you want to spend your last moments with them, get their goodbye, where there's gonna be times to where shit, I don't know, you don't know because of an accident happened or something like that or whatever. It's like you don't know, you just don't know. And it's like
Mm-hmm.
it's life. It is what it is. It may sound heartless, but it is what it is. But like I said, that's one person's way of taking a regret, saying not saying that final goodbye, where it could be that fucking rich, snotty, preppy kid, boy or girl or whatever, sitting there going, I shouldn't have like downloaded this fucking app for my phone because now all I have is like, I don't know. I don't know what I could say on it. I'm trying to think of lead this to a joke. I'm sinking tonight. Damn. Um, it's like, shit. Hold on. I'm gonna give me a second to catch up here. It's like,
Brain must not be processing
it
as
is
fast as your
not.
mouth is
No,
talking.
it is not. For some reason, someone turned off the fucking off switch and or turned the on switch off. Yeah, that's English. I'm sure about it somewhere. Someone messed up the button. Fuck it. Anyways, back to like I was saying, they're going, I downloaded the wrong app for my phone and now I can't look at, Taylor Swift shaking that booty anymore. And it's like, the fuck, and like that someone will take as a life changing regret. And
Oh
it's
gosh, yeah.
just, yeah, like I said, that's where we say it's like, we're pushing the boundaries. And especially at the ending,
Hmm.
when we always say it's like, if you're still here, you're strong enough to deal with strong enough to deal with your feelings. Man,
Wow, you
this
are struggling.
today is okay. Hola, ¿cómo te llamas? Por favor. We're gonna go Spanish Espanol today.
Oh gosh.
Maybe they'll
No
prosper.
hablo, habla.
Yeah, no habla español. Tengo un
No.
fiesta en mi pantalones. Yeah, there you go, you Spanish readers or listeners. Shit, give me a minute. But I can say someone else possible regret if we can talk about. And it's kind of if you're okay with talking about what we experienced this past weekend, unless you want to wait for another episode on that.
Oh no, go for it.
All right, because I mean, to be honest, we're here at 13 minutes. We heard your regret. I have none. All right, good night, everybody. No, but so this past weekend, and obviously we're in the month of October. We're in the spooky season, and oh my God, this past weekend couldn't have been any better. There was a few other members that joined us. We had Kay with us. We had another buddy of ours. We're gonna call him M, and then you had a friend L, I believe. L, I think was her name.
Yes.
Uh we decided to go to some haunted houses and oh, at one of them someone was going to cry, but she did it.
Yep.
She made through it. She got through it. I ended up full on fucking biffing a wall that I didn't know. I made actors laugh. I made people break character to the whole fucking thing. Well, I can kind of explain. So there's a part where we're going through this closet. And oh yeah, but before that, I'm getting way too far ahead. We didn't even get into the first room, and they said I'm gonna be the runner. I'm like, the fuck?
Oh yeah.
They're like,
That was hilarious. Especially when we knew who the runner would be, if any, like if that event came up. And you probably were one of the last people, if not either You or me would have been the last person to run.
I think it would have been me as the last person until that spider hallway came. Yeah, it might have been you been the last person because as soon as
I don't know.
my sleeves went down, I pulled my coat as high up as I could, and I'm just like, fuck this, I ain't going through. I haven't said shit. I'm becoming black with how I was talking. Not to be racist or anything, but I was sitting like, oh hell no, I ain't going through this shit. Like, I mean, I was going full on gangster.
Oh gosh, I remember it too. I don't even know what I think I mentioned, like, oh, that guy in the back doesn't like spiders. And all I hear from you is, I swear if there's a spider, I'm gonna drop kick you or something. And I died laughing. Oh, that was the greatest part of that whole experience for me.
So, well, anyways, back to this person. We all know this person had a regret. We all damn well know she had the biggest regret, knowing that she said, "Yeah, I'll go with you guys," and she did. And so, like I said, we thought she was going to panic, and we were a little worried and nervous on that, but she made it through. Good for you, Kay. If you're listening to this, you were a trooper, and you loved it. We know you did. Wasn't a fan of getting seeds and water dumped on us. Was not a fan.
It wasn't the worst, I would have to say.
Yeah,
It wasn't
well,
like if it was more water than what it was, ooh, then
yeah.
I might have been a little.
Yeah, well, when I hear they said, all right, here comes the bugs, and also I'm like, all right, then I'm like, here comes the spiders. I stopped and watched, like, I'm looking at my arm for the flashes to make sure they weren't little fake little spiders, because I would have said, fuck no, and I would have turned the other way and left. And it's like, But no, they had, like, I think it was poppy seeds or something.
Yep, it was some sort of seed.
Yeah, little seeds, and also you get a full fucking head full of water, not like a big amount of water, but just enough to go like, hey, someone knocked a loogie on us. The fuck? Well, anyways, like I said, so this person that's scared, she's in front of me. I'm holding onto her hood because I can't see. And now, like I said, I start getting called Tom. That's not my name. And it's like, I'm going to throw out I'm not going to throw our real names out, but of course I'll throw the names that I was given. So then eventually they start asking for my, like, I think it was D. She said something about the spiders, and then she says my name. So the actors start yelling, where's, so-and-so? They're yelling my name. Well, before any of these four other fuckers that are in front of me, I yell, he's the second person on the list or second person in the line. And so they start targeting M. Now, M, if you
Poor
are listening, if you're listening to this, props to you for not throwing me under the bus. Because then I kept saying, no, my name's John. I'm John. I ain't whatever the fuck you all saying. I'm John. And like, they left me the fuck alone. But no, as I'm holding on to Kay's hoodie, we go into a closet, and I made the joke saying, oh, I just came out of the closet. And we take 2 steps. I never feel Kay duck. And like, I'm 5'10", I think. I'm 5'10", 5'11". I don't know anymore.
Oh my gosh, you don't even know your own height.
Well, oh, fuck, I'm taller than you. It's all that matters. And Kay is like, what, 4'2", 4'4", 4'1"? I don't know.
5'1",
Anyways,
I think.
something.
I don't know.
3'2", 3'6". We'll hear it. We're gonna hear a bitch later, anyways.
Super short.
Well, anyways, she walks through this opening, doesn't feel her duck. She's fine. Nope, I get a face full of fucking padded wall, as I don't know what the hell is there, and it was just, and I'm like, what the fuck? And I'm ducking. Don't feel a thing. And now we go through this refrigerator. This guy standing up there starts saying, like, you never seen a big guy so flexible. Looks at me and goes, well, maybe you have or something or whatever it is. And I'm thinking, like, the fuck? So then I start making a joke to him as we're walking through, and he starts, like, jumping the air and saying, like, this is what you sound like. As I'm walking through. Everyone else is ducking. Kay's not ducking. I have to duck because as I turn back, I almost fucking walked into that too. And yeah, that was a great fucking experience. Eventually now, we're moving forward now. So we get done with the haunted house. And like I said, I'm sorry to talk on your behalf, Kay, because I know right now you are currently at the place of employment having the time of your life. And I don't want to drag this episode too long off the topic, off of regrets, but we're talking about your regret. That you said yes to coming out with us this past weekend.
Oh gosh, yeah.
We get to the next one. Now, Kay's in my car, M's in my car. M's like, I'm down for another. D and L are waiting to find out if we're going to another. We look at Kay. Kay's like, oh, I'm glad it's done. Well, do you want to do another? Oh, I mean, it's up to you. She had the opportunity to say no. She
oh my
did
gosh,
not.
that was the biggest thing I said. I told Kay, I was like, we could have stopped that one. And of course, you had to say maybe. And then she's like, well, I feel like if I would have said no, no one would have listened. And I'm like, trust me,
We would have listened.
Z definitely would have.
Yep. I actually felt like a concerning parent. I had my hand on your back. I was making sure you were fine. I'm telling you, I was giving you like tips on how to get through the thing. You know, it's like, don't pay attention to the TVs that they have in there, because that's how these actors are. They will see that you aren't paying attention. You are target number one. Oh, and speaking of that, was that the one with the balloon animal too? This the first haunted house, or was that the second one?
Oh yeah, it was. Well, the second one had another clown doing one too, but the first one was definitely
That
they were
was
in the cage.
poor Kay.
I remember it too because we're walking through there and the clowns are in this cage. And of course, Z in the back's like, oh, get D. D's is scared of clowns. And, they come to me and they're like, well, she doesn't look scared.
Yeah,
And
that's
they
like
just
right
start
away.
walking back down the line. And of course, Kay trying not to look. Everybody's watching them. And she's the only one not looking. And they give her
Oh
hell
yeah.
for it. I will
Oh
say that.
yeah.
But
That
I
was
mean, she walked into that one as soon as she was not looking.
well, it's like she's looking away. And so as
Mm-hmm.
Dee's yelling, the guy in the back is afraid of clowns. The clown lady is looking at me. I mean, she's close enough where I stuck my tongue out, I'd have been right up her nostril. And I'm just sitting there smiling and I'm cracking jokes. And all of a sudden I see her eye look over at Kay. And I'm just like, shit. And Kay is just not looking. This clown, she's through the bars. She's like
Mm-hmm.
on top of Kay. And Kay's just like shaking her head and like, like not like a shaking no a little bit. From my point of view, she was like a shake, like a scared shake. And this clown's like, oh, are you afraid of clowns? And I don't know if Kay said anything, but I'm sitting there going, fuck, Kay's probably gonna faint. Kate's gonna drop. Kay's gonna drop. Kay's gonna
Yep.
drop. Oh shit, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit. Eventually we get told, hurry up. So then I yell, come on, D. Well, I said her real name. It's like, they want us to move. And all I hear back is D's like, I'm getting a balloon animal. And it's like, no, we had to leave the
Yep.
balloon animal behind. I got shit for that for the rest of the night.
Oh, I was so mad. I just wanted my balloon animal, man.
So anyways, we get out of there, and now, like I said, we're going to a new haunted house. That one, I completely forgot. That was the one. That was the image I sent to you that had the clowns. It's the web or like the
Oh gosh.
calendar. Completely forgot that one had Jingles. Jingles, the clown that sings. And it's new. Normally he doesn't leave the stage that much. And boy, was I wrong.
Wrong.
Because then he
Yep.
comes walking through and he's doing all this other shit. And we were in that line for like an hour and a half, 2 hours, I think.
Oh, and I almost got my balloon animal, but I still didn't.
Well, we're going through this one now. And, there's some scares and blah, blah, blah. Not as bad. And eventually, I don't know, at some point I get told I have to go to the front of the line. Like, okay, we're going to the front of the line. I'm at the front of the line.
And that was the greatest day of my life. I did not regret a single thing that happened.
All I hear behind me is D fucking crying because she's laughing so damn hard. I'm getting scared. I'm cracking jokes. Oh, at the end of the first one, by the way, that we went through this air tube thing, and the three people were supposed to scare us. I don't know if they got you, but before they could scare Kay or M or I got them to start laughing because I said, I'm like, holy shit, I know what it's like to be given birth to. And because like
I didn't even know there was people in there.
yeah, they were trying to scare us. And like I said, I get through this end and I'm going, holy shit, I know what it's like to be given birth to. Well, all of a sudden I hear one of the actors going, did you hear that? Did you hear what he just said? And one's like, no, it's like, he said he knows what it's like to be given birth to. Well, all of a sudden you hear these three fucking actors. One's a clown, one's some skeleton girl, and I don't know what the other one is, but they're just fucking crying and laughing at the end. And it's like, yeah, that was great. And then we heard some kid crawled through the rest of it because there was a maze in there
Yeah.
where we left before this other group did. And their group went in before us. There was a group that went before us, and we ended up catching and passing them up through this maze. And, this kid's like,
There were
because,
a couple groups before
yeah,
us that
yeah.
they must have just made it out as soon as we almost did. And I was like, man, I give us props for that one.
Yeah. And also we get told that this kid crawled on his hands and knees to get out. He was like fucking
Yep.
like he couldn't find his way out, so he crawled his way out. Imagine any fucking person walking in and you see someone just on their hands and knees just crawling around. Fuck that, it scared them even worse.
Yeah.
Well, anyways, now
He might have regretted that night.
he might have. He probably regretted being in there. That was a good one. That was a regret for them. I regret for him. Now, where I can say we're
Mhm.
now at this new haunted house. We're in this line for like 2 hours, and like I said, now eventually I'm in the front of the line. And somehow, again, at some point, I'm going way out of order for this. So by all means, jump in when you remember any of the spots. I walk around a table. We're looking at Frankenstein. I'm talking shit to a Frankenstein statue, thinking that it's a
I remember
person in
that.
there. And I'm like, if you fucking jump forward, I'm going to deck you in the nuts. Well, all of a sudden, at the corner of my eye, there's some like fucking girl, whatever she is,
Yep.
reaches for me, made me fucking leap. Oh, it was great. I don't know what happened to Kay anymore. Kay's no longer like in front of me,
Uh,
obviously, because now she's all like
Kay,
far behind. She got
Kay
upset with
was
that.
stuck in the back, and I felt so terrible because she knew that they would target people in the back. So she got the worst
She
end of
did.
that, especially when Z moved up in the front. And, as much as I can say, like, I felt bad for Kay, I was just dying
Oh, you were
laughing at
crying.
Z, especially in that moment because I saw you looking at that Frankenstein and I saw the person underneath and I saw her jump out at you and you leaped and I could not hold laughter. I think the
Well,
whole second half of that haunted house, like I was dying laughing and I think they just gave up trying to scare me because I was too focused laughing at you.
well, I was like, I was cracking jokes. I was making comments. I even made a person break character. Like I had multiple, dude. Like I said, there was one eventually where somehow the word spider came up again, and they said how I was afraid of spiders, and this actor or girl, whatever hell they were, she says something, and she's like, "What do you do if you see a spider?" I'm like, "I punch it," and she's like, "How do you punch a spider?" I'm like this, and I go, "Hey, Em," and I made a joke, and then I said something else, and she's sitting there going like. That sentence don't make. I mean, she stops and like while she's trying to stutter her words, I'm like, "Don't break character now," and like we're laughing still about this and everything, and she's just like a dumbfounded face, going like, "What the fuck do I say?" And S, if you're listening to this, I have a little quote I did for you later on, so keep listening, bud. Because I'll be coming up soon. So eventually, she's just I don't know. I didn't hear what the rest she said. I think you said something like what was it like? She's like, I tried punching these people here, but I just got broken fingers or something, or whatever it is. I'm talking like, oh, I'm punching spiders and blah 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 blah. And like I said, she broke character. She was dumbfounded for words. Uh, I am now,
I
I
felt
guess,
so bad for her.
no, she was trying to do her best, and it's like, nope. She's sitting there just like, I don't know what the
And you
fuck to say.
had to try to give her so much crap, just trying to do her job.
That's like I said, these haunted houses. Now, back when I was a kid, these haunted houses were terrifying. Like I was a kid, I'm hanging on to my mom's leg. I'm not letting the fuck go. I'm crying. Now today, and again, this comes back to, the road rage, like how we said last time, like how we said people are too weak, there's like pushing the boundaries, being strong enough to carry your feelings. Today, the haunted houses today, oh my God. A 5-year-old could walk through this thing and maybe cry. Maybe. But it's like, wow, not bashing anyone out there. I get it. Some people have fears. Some you can't handle your fears. I get it. But like, not when I was a kid. Like I've been going since I was 2 years old, I was told. And like I said, no, eventually, like I said, now I'm back. I'm in the front. And S, this is the shout out to you. We're at a point now where like, I'm just walking through this haunted house. Dee's trying to keep up with me, but she's laughing. All I hear is her fucking laughing. I mean, like, it's not like a haha. I mean, she's like a squealing. She's fucking like crying, wiping her eyes. I mean,
Squealing, that is not,
yeah.
that is false information there.
Okay,
It was not a
I'm not
squeal.
talking like a squeal like a pig. Like I hear you wheezing as you're laughing so hard. I mean, you're just like
I
not
couldn't
stop.
breathe. That is how hard I was laughing.
And eventually I get to a point now. S, this is for you, bud. I get to a spot where we got to walk around these trees. And I'm like, yeah, well, you know what? I go, catch me. And I just fucking take off around these trees. I'm like bolting around the trees. I look back. Here comes Dee. She's running up behind me. The rest of our group, nowhere to be seen.
And I felt so terrible because I think, what was it? Kay's in back. Oh, she definitely regretted this. Was in back, and these people are, I remember, behind us, and they're like up in her ear,
Yeah.
like making sounds. And I keep like pushing Z. I'm like, dude, we gotta get out of here. It's not gonna last that long.
No. Well, they're not even near us. Our group ain't with us anymore. Oh, and
Yeah.
M, there was one part that made everyone laugh. So one point D gets away from the group. This, I think, the first haunted house. And I hear M all of a sudden go, whoa, whoa, whoa. And he's sitting there trying to find D because D's gone for a little bit. Like, she's out of reach. And all you hear from him is just, oh, he's like, where are you going? Why are you leaving? And, but, oh man, I got so far ahead. I bumped into the last group that went before us. Like, I'm now caught up with them. Our group's not there. D's right behind me. I'm like, we better wait a little bit. Eventually our group shows up. And now we're at a slow, like a very dead slow walk. Like all these people are like fucking conga line, you know, like that and shit. But yeah, and at the end, K, almost said D. K did make the statement. She's like, you left me behind in the back alone. You abandoned me. I'm like, you had M, you would have been fine. And she's like, yeah, I know. But he even left me too or something like that. All I know is I guess she was holding on to L's jacket. And the whole time she's like, I'm so sorry. I'm pulling on your jacket. I'm so sorry. And it's like, I guess L was trying to calm down K. And, you know, like I said, it was a great night. So what are we doing this weekend? Are we going to more this weekend?
Yeah.
But
I remember, I don't know if you were there for that, but I definitely remember it was the first room in the second one. And you know, there's that little like baton, or it's not a baton. It was like a club, you know what I mean? It was like a tiny bat almost. I want to say baton. Is that the right word? I don't think
sure,
that
yeah,
is.
we'll say baton.
I forgot what I called it at that point. I'm like, ooh, can I pick that up? And all of a sudden, you know, it was that like younger kid that we saw kind of like coming in and out. And of course, in the character, he's like, ow. In the background, that's
Oh,
all I hear. And I'm like, gosh, and I was like, oh man, I just wanted to pick it up.
are you talking about the thing that was on the barrel? That little mace? That was a
Yes.
mace. It was a little baseball bat with like fake spikes on it.
Yes.
Yeah, I walked into it. I'm thinking like, I'm gonna pull this fucking thing with me. I'm walking with this.
I know. I made that comment when I walked in, like, ooh, can I pick that up? And all I heard was a no. Like, oh
But
man.
it was good. Like I said, it was really good. We had a bunch of laughs, and like I said, that was
Definitely regretted going.
K. Definitely regretted going. M, maybe. He said he wasn't too scared, but you know, like I said, but when we were at that haunted house, when I heard the ooh, yeah, I knew that was a regret moment right there. Oh, I felt bad for your friend as well, L. So we're in a classroom. And they're yelling at us about doing
yeah.
like where someone was. I don't know what the fuck the question was. And
It was where did the Edmund Fitzgerald sink? And of course, Z did not know the answer.
I pointed to the desk
Shocker.
next to me. I'm like, there, right there. Because I thought they said, where did Edward sit? And I'm like, right there.
Oh my
You know,
God.
and I even got a look from the actor, and I'm like, what was the question again? But you know, before that, L gets taken out of the room. I haven't seen a separation in haunted houses in years. And also we see is L gets picked up, or not picked up, but she's told to stand up, and she gets sent to quote unquote detention. She's in a pitch black room from what she told us. And she's not with us anymore. Like she's gone. Like they're not going to open the door, let her follow us. No, like she's now in a different part of this haunted house. We're told to leave because apparently we did good enough in class. So I'm like, yay, I passed again.
Whatever.
Yeah, we passed, and we had to go through a mirror maze. And
I already said that they picked the wrong person for detention, man.
yeah, the mirror maze was
Z.
great. Oh no,
Yeah.
no, I wouldn't have been hit on. I kept saying I saw some person. I'm like, oh, you're cute, and all of a sudden the corner I hear on the right of my ear, it's just a. I'm like, the fuck? I hear a kissy sound. I'm like, what the fuck? Oh, I was flirting with all the ghosts and all the ghouls and shit. And I was like, you know, hitting on them. I was cracking jokes, you know, making them laugh, having them talk crap to me. I'm talking shit back to them.
Those
You know?
poor actors probably regretted having to deal with you.
Oh,
Like,
well,
man,
I don't know.
I didn't volunteer for this shit.
One of them even said, like, what you doing later? And he goes, hopefully you. And I'm just like, oh, you're cute. Oh, I had so much fun with that. That was such, goddamn. I want to go to new ones again this year. I got to go more. If you are in our area, you know where we are. Like, so we are in Wisconsin, like we've stated before in the past. If you decide that you want to join us, and you know, if you know us in person, let us know, because I'm down to go again. I would love to go again on a weekend. Like, fucking would love to go. You know, This time I'm definitely not getting more food because like I know this whole time while we're sitting there waiting in line, I'm like, oh, I gotta pay, and that stuff. And like everyone else, like, yeah, me too. And I'm sitting there like, shit, no one look. I'm about to go into this like spot over here, and it's like, holy crap. But it was a blast. I know we went way off a topic from regrets, but I definitely see there were some regrets from M for getting scared, coming with us at the end. K definitely regretted every single fucking minute of it. Don't know how L felt. Did she enjoy it?
Oh yeah, she did. But I knew as soon as we walked in, not even as soon as she got out of the car and could see some of the people outside that were dressed up, Kate definitely regretted going.
Yeah.
I did not think we were gonna get her in that place. I thought she was definitely gonna turn around and bolt to your car.
First one, she wouldn't get out of my car. She
Yeah.
refused. Oh man, that was great. That was fucking great.
Oh, that was definitely a great night.
That was a beautiful night. Oh man, I seriously want to go again. I'm hoping I can get a group to go again this weekend because it is Friday the 13th in the spooky month of the year. We're getting a
Oh
spooky day
gosh,
of Friday the
yeah.
13th. Oh, I want to go again. So by all means, D, if you're down, and if we could find anyone else, I would love to join us. Oh, please. I would love to do more content on this, especially for our spooky month. I know we're kind of getting off topic of our channel or our topic for the day, and I apologize. But it's still about regrets and a point. I'm like, I didn't regret going. I know all the others did.
All I regretted was that line at the second one. I was like,
Yeah.
oh my gosh.
But that's
We
part of the
spent more
experience.
time in line than in the freaking haunted house.
Yeah, you're
I
not
mean,
wrong.
granted, we were talking and chit-chatting the whole time, so it wasn't the worst.
Yeah. We were having fun. We were talking, we were communicating.
Mm-hmm.
But at the end of the day though, it's like, yeah. I will say one thing that kind of made me mad was at the second one. The guy would walk by and he would say, it's like, oh, bye. All right, see you later. Because the guy's like, didn't anyone tell you can upgrade? Well, this is where they scammed people.
Oh gosh, big time.
So $20 to get in, 25 online for VIP or for Fast Pass. They were charging people 10 extra dollars, so 30 to do the Fast Pass. And it's like, if you guys would have bought online, you would have saved $5. And I thought about it, but like I said, that's the experience. So like, because you're literally paying more to get less scares because they will scare you in line. They will find you in line. And it's like, that was the fun aspect of it. But it's like, I don't know. I mean, I would kind of want to go to the gift shop, so I'm like, yeah, I know everyone was getting tired of wanting to go. But hopefully, like I said again, I'll say like for 30th time, I would love to go again very soon. Hopefully this weekend. And get a lot of content out of that. It was a blast. Man, they all regretted it. I didn't. I had fun.
Who said I regretted it?
Did you regret it at all?
No, I actually had fun. I've learned from that haunted houses, I mean, unless you can find some that are scarier than that, I was not that badly scared. I think it was more like I was more scared going up into it than actually being in it.
Yeah, because you don't know what's happening anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Going and you don't know what to expect, but it's like, nope. Like I said, it was a blast. It really was.
Yeah, I did not regret it. That was fun.
So you free this weekend?
Yeah. Depends on the day.
Probably Friday night.
I gotta socialize, Z.
But
Gotta
that's
keep
the
up with
October 13th. That's Friday the 13th.
I know some people in certain careers that are probably regretting that night already. Not looking forward to getting all those people.
Right. But yeah. But like I said, I don't know. Is there anything else you can pull onto this at all? Or I can't think of anything else really go on because I know we kind of explained. We know we missed a lot of the stuff. But it was one of those you had to be there to see it. It was one of those to be there to see it moments, and it was just it was beautiful. Just cats meow. But yeah.
Oh gosh. Cheapers.
It was fun.
Sometimes.
It was fun. But I guess we're good to wrap it then. And let's do our next question for the next episode. I don't remember who does that.
Man, I gotta think. Well, what is our next episode? Oh, now, yep, it's coming to me. Our next episode is gonna be on red flags. Hopefully we might see if we can get someone. Man, I know a couple people that will definitely lay into all those red flags. And I plan on hopefully asking some people, friends of mine, uh, what they know of red flags and what they consider red flags in other people to be. Just, trying to get a diversity here of not just Z and mine's opinions on red flags.
Right.
So, with that being said, my question to all of you listening would be, what would you consider to be one of the biggest red flags, whether in like a partner or someone you'd want to date?
Or
Because I think
in
that's just,
general, maybe.
yeah, just in general.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
that's kind of what I got on that.
Okay. All right. Now, of course, if you are still here and you are listening, I completely forgot how to say the ending. Ending. If you are still here, apparently you are strong enough to deal with your feelings. Again, like we mentioned before throughout this episode. So thank you all so very much for joining Z. Wait. Fuck. Damn.
Wow, you messed that up.
Thank you all for joining D and I, aka Z, CJ Dizzle. I don't know. But anyways, thank you all for joining us today and look forward to the next episode. Bye bye.
Bye.